Welcome everyone to the Learning to Birth webinar series, where we interview some of the world's most interesting and inspiring thought leaders on birth and pregnancy. Today we have with us Esmarel Gasman from the website Dalalou. Welcome, Esmarel.
Thank you.
Would you like to introduce us to, who you are and what you do at your website?
Yes, of course. Well, I have a website, Dalalou, and I'm like to inspire pregnant women to use natural products for themselves, for their baby, and also for the environment. Because I think really this is much more, it's much better and healthy for everyone. And I started this because I really missed it myself. When I was pregnant, my kids are 6 and 8 at this moment. And 8 years ago, I was, when I was pregnant, I started to be a little bit more sensitive and more consciousness about, the things I was using, and especially in maternity, I felt like, there's so much attention on the baby, which is a good thing, but where's the mother? So I missed like a box for the mother. And in Holland, everybody gets a bird box from the insurance, but it's a lot of plastic and a lot of really, sorry for my words, but really shit. And
it's plastic crap.
Plastic crap. Yes, plastic crap. And also there is a soap, like a really chemical soap in it, and there's a lot of ingredients you don't even can pronounce. So I was thinking, I'm gonna make a bird box, which is for the baby and the mother, but more sustainable, more ecological, with all really natural products. So that's what I started. And now it's a little bit growing with extra products. And here I am with Dalalou.
That's a wonderful vision. So everyone gets a birth box to their insurance, and you're like, the birth boxes that are out there are just not healthy for mum and baby. Yes. I'm going to provide something that's healthy, natural, sustainable. That's really, really awesome. And I guess, you're probably an expert in this. When a mum finds out she's pregnant, a mum can be bombarded with a lot of different advertising and product samples that she's going to apparently need, when she's having the baby and had the baby. What was your experience? What were your favorite things to use, like when you were in maternity and then after you had your baby?
The first time, let me see, I made a list also, like a really minimal list for the things you really want to use. So I'm gonna see if I have it here. Yeah. The first time when I was pregnant, I was really like, okay, if they say so, I need this, okay, I should buy them. I went to a shop and they say, you really need this and this, and I was, okay. But afterwards I was like, I didn't really need that. So I think that's a really good thing to be aware of, that not everything you need is what they say you really need. And especially your baby, because the first days what your baby really needs is your body, your milk, your warmth, and your love. And these things are for free. So I think that's a really good thing to know. that even if you don't have all the stuff they say you need, this is the most important thing. And of course, there are some practical things you want to have, like how you say them, the um, um, what is it in English? The I don't know. The hydrophil? No, I should.
What's it do? What's the function? And I'll be able to know what it is.
Yeah, it's just really this simple thing. The basis of like the cotton. It's from cotton.
And like a muslin wrap.
Yeah, I don't know if you say it like this, like a shawl, like a towel. Yeah, I think it's a towel, but it's from cotton, and you really use it for babies, and you can do everything with it. You can put your baby in to warm it, and also like a woolen towel. Wool is very nice for your baby, because it keeps your baby warm, but also cold. The wool is very and healthy as well, because they did a lot of research for wool, that people, well, the babies will lay down on like a fur, like the hide of the sheep. Do you understand?
Sheepskin.
Yeah, the sheepskin. Yeah. Babies are not allergic later, because it's really healthy to have these the sheepskin around. So it's really good for them to use in general, natural products. Yeah. And not synthetic stuff, because synthetic is not breathable, and it's made with a lot of chemicals, and you don't want your baby to already smell these chemicals. Yeah.
When I had my first baby,
yeah.
I did go to organic websites and natural websites, and I bought absolutely everything I was going to need, like, you know, from these natural and organic websites. And look, that was great. I did have everything, but a lot of it, 50%, you might use once. You don't really need it. So the second time I had my child, I was like, right, there's probably 3 or 4 things I know I really, really need.
Yeah.
And the rest, I'll just get as needed. So those things were like a newborn breastfeeding pillow, just a newborn wrap, like a sling to carry her around in. Of course, you know, you need a car seat. And just like a little portable, tiny little, like a little rocker to put her in beside me when I was sitting on the couch, or if I was working and I just couldn't hold her. I think that's like 4 things. And those are my favorite. Those are complete lifesavers. Was there anything that you found with your babies that was a complete lifesaver that you just had to have and you recommend to every mum?
Well, let me think about it. Well, actually, when my kids were babies, let me think. I started to get consciousness, but my daughter, I already did the things so different, and it's really not, I cannot remember really a thing to buy or what really was a lifesaver for me, but more the things I will do. For example, to leave the placenta
Yes.
longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Delayed cord clamping. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Because my son, my first baby, he got directly because, well, they had a reason, but afterwards I was doubting that reason, and I preferred that they would leave it longer because all the benefits they have with this. So I'm more really with things. I mean, there are a lot of practical things, but my thing, I say that my English sometimes I have to um, the yeah, now I think, because that's also what I was thinking, the most um, important things, like your body, the milk you have, your warmth, your love. That's the most important thing you have. And one practical thing with that is the carrier. So to carry your baby with you, I think that's for me was really a lifesaver. Yeah. I think it's really natural to have your baby close to you.
Yep. Yep. Hang on, let me pause this and just deal with those dogs. Hang on. Okay, thank you everyone for being patient while I let my dogs outside. Esmarel, you've actually got a fantastic little thing on your website that is for cord clamping, and I think you say it's more comfortable. Do you want to explain what that little cord is clamping thing is on your website, and why it's preferable for parents to use that?
Oh, what a noise here! Oh my God! I hope it's not.
Sorry, we can't hear it. We
No?
can't hear it. It's okay.
Okay, cool. Which product do you mean for cord clamp?
There's a cord clamp. You
The
sent
cord
me the
clamp.
link.
Yeah, the cord ring.
Yeah, the cord ring. Tell us about that, and because I've never seen that before. Why might a parent want a cord ring rather than the clamp that the hospital gives them?
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, the cord ring is a little ring from rubber, and you put it on the cord, and you don't have to use the plastic clamp, because that's really a big thing on your baby, and it also gets really irritated. So with the cord ring, it only stays a little ring, so you don't have irritations a lot, and it's really easy to use and very safe. And I think since a year or a little bit more, the cord ring is used here in the Netherlands more often, and even midwives and hospitals are working with them more and more. So I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've never seen them before, and I wish I'd known about them when I had my babies. They look a lot more comfortable. Well, I'll put a link to the cord clamp in the content below, so you'll be able to see the cord rings on Esmarel's website that you can get. And I guess like there's a lot of different products that we use during our pregnancy when there are really good natural alternatives. Do you want to talk to us about what products that you recommend that like are natural during like maternity that are great alternatives to other products that people use?
Yeah. The maternity pads. I think that's a really important one, to use them from ecological cotton, from organic cotton, I have to say, because organic cotton doesn't have the chemicals, and the normal maternity pads you buy in the most shops were not organic. They really still have the chemicals in it, and sometimes they put like a smell, how you say that, like a perfume in it, but it's because you have a wound after birth, and it's everything what you put there, it goes into your body. So I think it's really important to be aware of that. Also, what you put on your skin, that you don't put chemicals, because that's really it takes a lot of energy if you all have to process these chemicals, and it can be damaging. So you want all the energy for you and your baby, and not to get not put your energy on other things. Do I make myself clear with this?
Absolutely, because there's so many, like your body, all the nutrients that has, rather than trying to use those nutrients to bond to those chemicals so that your body can excrete them, so your body needs those nutrients to replenish you, supply your breast milk, heal you, all of these things. And there's just not enough. Our diets nowadays aren't nutrient dense enough. They haven't got those really deep, old, ancient, the foods that we eat aren't, deep rooted. They're not on, ancient lands. They're just on agricultural lands that are just boosted with, nitrogen and phosphate. They haven't got all that really broad spectrum of nutrients that our bodies need. So we're already not getting enough. And then we fill our bodies with chemicals that then need to bond to those nutrients in our bodies, that, in order for our body to process them and excrete them. And it's just not then enough to, give us the nutrients that we need to make the hormones that we need, so that we have enough energy to, our thyroids work, we can sleep properly, we don't feel overly emotional. There's so many effects. If we don't have the right nutrients, we don't feel happy, we feel tired, and we feel run down, and so important.
Yeah, thank you for explaining so well.
Now that's a really good thing you brought up, though, is like maternity pads. So maternity pads, for anyone who doesn't know, right, they're super big whopping pads, like bigger than super with wings, that you use after birth. Because I was so surprised, Esmarel, to find out after having my first baby that I'd thought, oh wow, 9 months pregnant, no periods for 9 months, that's awesome. Only to find out 9 months of period come all at once for like a month or more. I'm like, it's the most, like, if you don't like periods, then after your baby, you've got like all your periods have come at once, and it's just, it's so overwhelming. So definitely maternity pads is something that you'll really need to rely on, and they're really super special. So get maternity pads that you really like, because they're going to be your best friend.
And it's so different for
Yeah.
every woman, because some women just only bleed 1 or 2 days, and some are bleeding more days. So that's also good to know. You don't have to worry like, oh, I'm gonna bleed. No, it's just yeah, it's so different
Yeah.
for
What
every
what
woman.
about, like, because when the milk comes in and we're feeding, what another surprise for me was is that when baby's feeding on one breast, of course the other breast, the oxytocin is still flowing. It might just start gushing milk everywhere. So if you're wearing something,
Yeah,
you're now covered in milk.
yeah,
What do you recommend for breast pads? Should they be natural as well?
absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I found in Holland a doula who makes them from wool and hennep bamboo fleece, so to, um, all natural, and they you can use them while they, yeah, they are very good to use. They take a lot of milk, and so, well, all the women are really happy with them. So I really recommend to find also. I don't know how it is in Australia, the natural products, but yeah, to find and washable ones, of course, because you can
Yes,
also,
washable.
yeah, washables, because when you start buying them, the ones you throw away, you should buy a lot. So yeah, the washables ones, are the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't have too many breast pads, I don't think,
Mm.
especially if you are planning to breastfeed
Yes.
long term.
Yes,
They
I
certainly
hope.
come in handy, and you just wash them like anything. What about nappies? Did you do nappies? What did you do for nappies? Like diapers. What did you do for diapers with your babies?
I also used for my first one the washable ones. I really like that. Also, the idea that I don't have to throw them all away. And I really like washing. So for me, it was like, I'm going to do that. And these days, you really have these nice diapers with nice colors, and also the organic ones. Um, yeah, so I think that's really good, especially for the environment, to use them. And if you don't feel really comfortable with this, you can also see there are some nice diapers, organic diapers as well. They are without plastic and made of organic cotton. So
Mm,
that's also a good option. Yeah, because they are biodegradable.
yeah.
Degradable.
You've got to find solutions that work for you, because the main thing is that you stay sane as a mum and you don't feel like you're overwhelmed, because you've got to look after yourself, you've got to look after baby. I had a lot of diapers. I had probably like 50, at least 50 different kinds of like washable diapers.
Oh,
But
really?
my son was such a big weir. Like he was a huge feeder and a big weir, and he would like go through like 30 a day. He would just do so many wees. It's
Oh, wow.
crazy. I know. I
Yeah.
mean, let's not even go there. So I was literally a postpartum period, a slave to the washing machine. I was like, I can't do this. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah,
So
it's
I had to balance it, yeah, with like the I don't know what the current brands are now, but back then there was specifically like a sustainable, well, theoretically sustainable, but more ecological brand that I used to buy in bulk. And that for me, I'd save that mostly for if we went traveling, because if you're trying to go to the shops or hop on a bus or something, and dealing with big bags of cloth diapers, it was just too much. But if when you're at home, cloth diapers, I think, are just really super easy, and the babies love them. Like my son, when he was 3 or 4, he actually had a favorite diaper, and he would like make me wash it, especially so he could literally wear it, keep wearing it. He
Ah,
just loved that particular one. It was fluffy and blue. It was like almost his pet, his toy. It was his
ah,
comfort thing. This particular
wow.
diapers. If you get nice ones that are fluffy and nice, the kids really love them.
Yeah.
The kids just adore
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
What sort of things do you recommend, when you have baby and you want to avoid chemicals, like maybe washing baby, or maybe baby's got nappy rash or things, like what sort of things do you recommend for baby?
Yeah. Well, we I don't know if you know this. It's like called a healing wool, and it's like the wool of a sheep, but it's got brushed, and it's still got its lanolin in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you put a little bit of this wool in the diaper, and because of the wool, it still can breathe. The red H's can breathe, and the lanolin will heal it. And you can also use this wool for your nipples if you feel hurt with that. That was I also thinking for, well, in the beginning, hey, your breasts have to get used to giving milk, so you can feel uncomfortable or have some. That's really normal to have that. I think that's a good thing to know, and also to use natural products for that, like lanolin, like the pure ones, and the shea butter is also
Shea butter.
shea butter is really good for that. Um, Coconut oil. Well, there are a lot of natural products to use. You don't really need to go to the shop or to the normal shop. How you say? I don't know what's the word. The apotheek. Is that a word?
I don't know. Over in Australia, we have Aldi's everywhere now. I don't know if that counts, but we call them supermarkets in
Yeah,
Australia.
yeah.
Supermarket or chemist even.
Chemist. I
Yeah.
think that there that's where you go to buy products like that, right? Well,
Yeah.
I used to go there, but these days I don't want to buy anything uh, anymore over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the healing wool is really nice, and the other things you can use for your as well as your nipples as for your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, what about washing, like washing baby? Should we avoid chemicals washing
Mm.
baby?
Yeah, I really think especially the first weeks you don't have to use soap at all. Uh, and also not for you as a mother to use too much soap, because it's really important for your baby to smell you and not a perfume. It's for the bonding. It's really good. And so
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. So soap isn't really necessary. You better make like a bath with some herbs, for example, like chamomile or um, well, we also on our website have like a postpartum mix. You can also use it for the baby and put it in the bath, and it's healing. It has a lot of good nutrients in it. And that's
That's really good to know.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. My dog,
The dog.
these are my children's dogs. She's barking in the background. I'm going to let her in. I'm going to pause again so I can let her back in. My kids are on holidays at the moment. Hey everyone, thanks for being patient with me and my crazy animals at dusk here. So we're still here with Esmarel from the natural maternity products store Dalalou. And Esmeralda, would you like to maybe tell us like some of the things that when you were pregnant with your children that you feel like you missed out on, and you really want to inspire other women to kind of know about those things or do those things?
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of information I missed when I was pregnant for the first time, and a lot of um, yeah, a lot of things. For example, spiraling. I never heard about that, and that there are techniques to relax your body during birth, and to get yourself in your own strength. Um, that birth is not something that comes over. How you say that? Um, but that you really can take the responsibility of it, and that you have a lot of influence um, on on the birth process, and to be aware of that, to get consciousness of what you feel, and that everybody has his own experiences. And for me, um, the second time I birthed in a bath birth, um, that helped me a lot. Like the water relaxes me, and the spiraling. I don't know if you noticed
Yeah, what is spiraling? What is
spiraling.
that?
Yeah, spiraling is like a movement of a spiral you make, or the lemniscat you can also use, like so the spiraling this. So you do it with your, like with your hips, like this.
Mm.
When you
Mm.
have um, the contractions at that moment, you can use this, and it gives a lot of energy, and it helps you relax. And for me, this was so nice. I almost felt it like an ecstatic birth. Almost didn't feel pain because of the spiraling, but also I did a lot of visualization. I did a lot of I put music on. I did things with my breath. Yeah, I used also noise, but not a noise like screaming, because I think when you scream, it's like, wow, you go out of yourself. But to make the noise from inside, like it's more like a kind of uh, yeah, maybe it's a little bit of funny noise, but it can be so helpful. And I also always want to say, give birth like nobody's watching. So
Mm-hmm.
really do your own thing. It's your process, and it's really in intimate. And yeah, to really focus on your body and feel what your body needs, because that's the most important thing. There are a lot of people who want to help you and support you, but you are the expert.
Mm-hmm.
You are the one who
Absolutely.
can feel um, totally what you need. Yeah, yeah.
How can people follow you on social media and come to your website, Esmarel?
Um, you want me to spell the the websites
Well,
and
yeah, tell us. Oh, just tell us what your handles are on social media.
what do you mean handles? Like the
Like the little at tag, the little, like if someone was to
oh, the
type
hashtag.
type yeah,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
the little at tag. If someone were to type your social media name in, what would they be typing
Dalalou.
to find you?
Yeah, if
Dalalou.
I think if they put Dalalou or natural birth, yeah, you will find me. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Esmarel, for joining us today and taking us down, memory lane with your births and telling us a little bit about your website and your products. Do you have a vision for the world and what it would look like if all the mums and parents like used natural products for their children?
Oh yes, I think especially for the environment, it will be so much better to don't use all the crap, and for your baby, she would absolutely be more healthy and don't have to put the energy in processing all these chemicals. And for me also, the to take much more care for yourself, for your baby, for the environment. It's not only more healthy, but it's also more lovable. Is that a good word? More, it's
Absolutely.
yeah. It's more than only natural. It's really about taking care, and I think that's what we want to give to our babies, to our children.
Well, yeah, it's that long-term thinking, isn't it? Because if we take care of our children in an environmentally conscientious way, we're actually taking more care of them because we're helping to ensure that the world that they grow up into is still a beautiful place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you, Esmarel, for joining us. Everyone, you can follow Learning to Birth at Learn to Birth on Instagram and Facebook. And we'll see you again for the next webinar. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.